All right, well, I would like to put light on this as well. I think I'd like to carry this intensity off of the canvas on the right-hand side a little bit. I know I complained about things being pulled to the right here a little bit. I'm not too worried about that at the moment. So let's just throw a little bit of light on there. And that I'm going to venture to say is titanium white and a little bit of ultramarine blue. Let's see what happens. Okay. Now I have this break, this break. Do I want a small one here? Maybe-ish. Maybe not, I'm not sure yet. No. I am going to do this though. No, I'm gonna add a little bit of yellow ochre to this. I know there's some of that in there. It just warms things up quite nicely in a way. And is that too high a value? No, I think that'll work. We'll bring that down a little bit. Bring it right down to the water. Same here. Same on this side. I'd like this rock and this rock to become a little more monolithic. So that's really why I'm doing what I'm doing. You know, it's kind of a balance. It's the edge of the painting, but at the same time, it needs a little more light. Has that orange behind it, so it can sustain a little bit of light. I think it'll be just fine. He says bravely. Not enough paint. That's better. Now let's add a little bit of white to that and a little more yellow ochre. Hopefully I haven't gone overboard, but if I have, throw me a life jacket, please. Okay, I got awfully close with that little stroke. Okay, don't worry about it. Okay, stand up, back up, have a look. Yeah, way better. It's just way better.
Or way better.
It's much better. I think this may be a little distracting. When I look at this from a bit of a distance, I look at this, but I keep wanting to look back here, you know, over the hillside at this tree line. Bit of drama because we've got high value against low value. I think what I'd like to do is lower the value of the sky. In fact, let's just pretend the whole thing is a hillside, or at least all forested, all trees in behind there. That'll help us to focus, or the viewer to focus on the focal area. So I'll go a little lighter. That might be a bit warm. First we'll get rid of the light. I'm just painting in with approximately the colors I'm going to want. And we'll sort the rest out later. Those are just details. Might involve a little indication of a trunk here and there, the crown of a tree, changing the shape of this orange fluffy thing. Just applying some stipple to a wall right now. Feel more like a mason than a painter. Ultramarine blue, alizarin crimson, bit of yellow ochre. Bit of white, titanium white. I don't really want any of this high value poking through. I want to make sure it's covered fairly thoroughly. Let's mix a little bit of cobalt blue in with that. Raise the value slightly, very slightly. Okay. Try to make sure I don't cut my canvas, seeing as a well-worn knife has pretty sharp edges. Okay, now we'll have to revisit this area that I just covered, but put some more articulate design in there. Let's just give some thought to that. So, now that we've decided that these two trees, okay, let's just say this tree. We've decided this tree is our is our one true love, then let's give it a little more love towards the top. I want to make the top stand out a little more as well. So I don't want to hit it with color everywhere, but absolutely in a few places. So I have a little bit of Cad Yellow Pale, Cad Yellow Deep, and touch of Yellow Ochre, and a touch of Burnt Sienna, just a hint of it. That's not the strongest I can do, and I don't want to make it the strongest it can be. We're keeping that down here. But I think some lightening things up a little bit will be beneficial for us here. Okay. Now for some Cad Yellow Deep and Cad Yellow Pale. Okay, now I'll just throw a little yellow ochre into that mix. All right. I think that's enough up top now. Now we can put a little more color back there without worrying about competing here, because we have lots of strength coming right up the tree now. Now I think I'd like to work on this a little bit, try to put a shape or two of these colors and values in. I have to be careful where we put it. I don't want it directly above this bush, directly above this stump. Don't want it directly above this dip. Don't want it in the center of this space. Prefer not to have it exactly lined up with the end of this rock. But it has to go somewhere, doesn't it? So we've taken some yellow ochre, a bit of burnt sienna, and raw umber, and a bit of white. And we'll try to emulate what I have over on the right a little bit. think that might work. That's awfully fuzzy. I want to make sure that that it appears to be direct enough. Alright, now we're going to go more yellow ochre and a hint of burnt sienna. Just a touch of raw umber. Actually, I didn't use white so far, but now I'm going to. Reassert with a few stronger strokes. I'm going to try to convey the idea that there isn't really a lot of light. This is underbrush here, you know, this is under the canopy of the leaves, and the tops of these are catching a little bit of light. It's a little bit. I must admit I'm not that impressed. Not that impressed with my performance here. But that's okay. I don't mind showing you my failures. There are plenty of those too. Okay, in general, I think we're doing okay. But that ends there, and then we have a dark, and then that ends, and then that starts there. I'm just going to let it carry right on through. Mix a little more of that. Let's have a little backup and a little look. Okay, that's not so bad. We're heading in the right direction. A little bit of work to be done here. That's okay. Now we're going to step back a little bit further. I don't think I want this to run right off the painting. I think I'd like to dumb it down a little bit so that we have a bit of this. So, maybe what I'll do is go back to the colors that I was using for the background. What I'm going to do though is use less ultramarine blue, more yellow ochre, and a little more alizarin crimson. And a little more white. Let's keep this thing alive. No. No. I'm going to add a little more. I'm going to put some cobalt blue in there. Because I want it to back up. I don't want to have a higher chroma than here. There, is that going to work? I think that might work just fine. That might be, this might be okay. Much of a line, of a dark line around those bushes. So I have to be a little bit careful when I'm going around them. Yeah. Let's stick with the cobalt blue. Thrown in with my alizarin crimson. More of a mauve. I think more of a mauve than a purple. I could be wrong. That's how I'm looking at it. That's how I'm seeing it. It's almost cleaner. I don't know. Seems to me it's pretty subject to opinion as to whether it's a cleaner or a dirtier purple, but okay, we'll keep playing with that. Yeah, I think we're heading in the right direction. This is similar enough in technique, color, value to this. And we're going a little bit bluer in here, keeping the blue dirty, leaning towards mauve, right? That's going to be sort of picked up from this, or this will be picked up from, it doesn't matter, you know, not literally, but visually. For the sake of the painting, I like to have a little bit of this blue elsewhere in the painting as well. That would solve that issue. So I'm just going to keep playing with that. It's still heading in the right direction. Needs a bunch of work. Sorry guys, there's a lot more work on this to do than I originally thought there was. But I'm going to keep playing with this until I'm happy. And I don't think I've made any catastrophic mistakes as far as putting it back on track. This is, it's a little bit blurred. I like that. It's pushed back. This now stands quite proud. It's very vivid. Yeah, we're getting it organized. Finally.